Hi, and welcome back to WetplateDreams, the vlog about antique lenses and cameras. My name is Dennis and I'm the host. And today we are going to talk about a portrait lens made by Voigtlander. And I think it's the best, or one of the best portrait lenses out there. And I think I'm not the only one saying that. The Helia layout was introduced by Voigtlander in 1900. It was revised by Hans Harting in 1902, and since then this layout was used for most Heliar lenses. There are some small exceptions, but overall it's the same layout. It's optically it's a triplet, quite similar to the Cooke portrait triplet. It offers 3 optical cells, one in the front, one in the middle, and one in the rear, as you also can see on this diagram. But as you can see in the diagram, Voigtlander actually used 5 glass elements, instead only 3 glass elements. So there is a doublet in the front, a single element in the middle, and a doublet in the rear. This way the Heliar lens was overall sharper, and also it showed way less astigmatisms than the Cooke portrait lenses. So let's take a look inside the lens, but for that I will use my standard version, which is not the universal version, because it's way easier to disassemble. The universal version is quite difficult to disassemble. With this version we just can unscrew the front part. Yeah, this is actually my personal 360mm Heliar. It has a nice stand here, so it's not perfect, but it has a character, and it provided me with incredible images for the last 8 years. So here you can see the middle element, and actually to take it completely apart we would have to unscrew this one. This is quite complicated, so I will leave it here. And here you can see the front element, and here we can unscrew the rearmost doublet. So this is the layout of the Heliar. I was quite fascinated by this lens when I read about it first about 8 years ago, and since I acquired my version, a 360mm version, I used it for almost all of my wetplate work, and starting from 5x7 up to 8x10, which is my most used format, and even up to 12x15. And you can see some of my work done with a Heliar lens right here. Now this specimen here is actually the universal Heliar version, and this was introduced a bit later in 1926, and it offered a unique feature which you can see here in the front. It offers a scale from 0 to 5, and you actually can turn the front element from 0 to 5, but it's not turning the front element, it's actually changing the distance of the center element from here to here and back. The diffusion mechanism was actually quite useful for studio setups which were shooting only by flash, because flashlight, even if you bounce it or use a beauty dish or whatever, the features are quite harsh in the end, or can become quite harsh, and the diffusion mechanism allowed the photographers to actually smoothen out some areas, like faces for example, and that's really well received by most photographers, and well used over almost 100 years now. One of the most well-known stories about the Heliar, for example, is the Japanese Emperor Hirohito, that he allowed only pictures made of him by photographers who would use the Heliar lens and not by any other lens. This was the top of the line of the Heliar series, and this specimen here features the 36 centimeter or 360 millimeter focal length, and it comes in a really fantastic condition. I would call it near mint. The diffusion mechanism works super smooth. The iris works really smooth, and the glass is exceptional. I would actually recommend this lens for formats from 8x10 up to 11x14 easily, as you will see in the pictures that I did with it. I also have the 300 millimeter version in the webshop. This one I would suggest for images from 5x7 to 8x10, maybe even 10x12. This one also comes in a great condition. Super soft movement, iris works super smooth, and again the glass elements are really clean. Well, I hope you gained some information and insight, and probably one of the best portrait lenses, and maybe you got some inspiration to do some plates. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.